One, go.
Okay, here we are in the Purapa University International College. Here we have Dr. Hugh Fox, who has been analyzing the global trends.
Okay.
Dr. Fox, what do you think about the Thailand's nature after 10 or 20 years?
Well, just within the last month, they had severe flooding. For the last 5 years, this has been an increasing problem. A lot of people blame the increase of flooding on global warming. Of course, it's hard to make a direct correlation, but Thailand itself is a signatory to various global warming initiatives. They have global warming class at Boracay International College. The good news and bad news for Thailand. The good news is that despite some movies, there are some Thai movies that show Bangkok underwater, most estimates show that won't happen. That in fact, Thailand is too far away from the polar caps. And although it's a lot of parts of Bangkok are near or below sea level, probably the flooding wouldn't be like in the movies where they have 20-story buildings underwater. The bad news, the really bad news, is global warming seems to already be affecting the rice bowl.
Okay.
That's the big one for Thailand. And Thailand right now is, I believe, the #1 producer of rice. I think Vietnam is on its heels. But it is already starting to affect rice production. Rice is a water-intensive type of agriculture. It's very sensitive to changes in rainfall. You would hope that Thailand, in 20 years will develop other industries. Certainly Thailand wants to become much more industrialized, but right now it does rely. It's an agricultural country.
Yes. Do you think there is any way to prevent this?
Inconvenient Truth with Al Gore. Clearly, it's a movie everyone should see. It outlines the problem, it dissects it step by step, and then it goes into a step-by-step solution, and the solution is very doable. It's a combination of all the kind of green steps you would assume. Another movie that's a little more passionate. Inconvenient Truth is very clinical, more passionate, The Age of Stupid. And that movie makes you feel a little less hopeful. The problem is, I think Inconvenient Truth and Age of Stupid, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. What Al Gore doesn't get into is the core cause, which is increasing growing industrial population driven by consumerism.
Yes.
So this is, whatever you do in terms of making better carbon emissions for cars or doing this or doing that, these are small steps compared to the fact that you have countries the size of China and India, which are having these huge middle classes coming out of nowhere. You talk about BRIC. BRIC is Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Russia's actually seeing a decrease in population. Brazil, India, and China are all seeing there's giant populations. Even if the populations were stable, the number of people who are joining the middle class is huge. I lived in China. Let me tell you, it's the dream of every Chinese person to have his own car. And soon, GM and Ford all have made estimates. The biggest car market in the world will be China. That's where they see their future. They don't see their future in U.S. or Europe. Those are stagnant markets. And Shanghai, Beijing have huge, gigantic traffic problems. And ironically, the less prosperous China was a lot greener. The less prosperous China, people had bicycles. I was in China in 1999 when people were riding around bicycles, but nobody wants a bicycle. Everybody wants his own car. And by the way, they don't really want the small cars. They want the big cars. And you see the same thing going on in Thailand. If you go to someplace like Isan, you'll see a relatively eco-friendly existence. People have their scooters, but on the whole, they're not leaving this giant carbon footprint. But of course, everyone in Thailand wants to have the dream. And the dream is the car, the computer, air conditioning. And I think the roots are in consumerism. Until we deal with that, we're going to just have more and more problems. And that's it for me.
Thank you for your comments.
All right.